morning. This is your news at 8, live from AYOGEN online television. Bring your breakfast news to you this morning is Makonjola Oluwatosin Esther. Here are the major headlines. On our local news this morning, new bill 6 backing for Nigerian territorial sea. Probe motive behind siege on Odili's residence, Wike tells the Inspector General. On our political news this morning, Emmanuel to unveil MPM national leadership Friday. Bandits have killed over 100 security men in Benin, says Autumn. On our business news this morning, UNICEF Jumia plan internet for Nigerian schools. Reps demand compensation for Virginia Atlantic passengers denied refreshments. On our sport news this morning, Osimhen makes me lose sleep into legend. On our health news this morning, Pfizer to allow its COVID-19 pill to be manufactured, sold cheaply in poor countries. On our foreign news this morning, Britain's Prince Charles pays royal visit to Jordan. On our entertainment news this morning, and SARS, Truth Needs to Know Defense. DJ Switch speaks on panel's report. So full details coming up next. New Bill 6 backing for Nigerian territorial sea. The Senate has passed a bill seeking to provide legal framework for the administration of Nigeria's territorial sea and offshore activities. The bill for an act to repeal the Exclusive Economic Zone Act 2004 and the Territorial Waters Act 2004 and enact the Nigerian Maritime Zone Act to provide for maritime zones in Nigeria was sponsored by Senator George Thompson Sekibo, PDP Rivers East. The Senate passed after it considered a report on it by the Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters. Chairman of the committee, Senator Okwayemi Bamidele, said the bill sought to streamline all national laws and enforce in line with global best practices in other jurisdictions and provisions of the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. The lawmaker said the legislation passed by the chamber set out the legal framework within which all activities set out the legal framework in the oceans and seas should be carried out. He noted that Nigeria had vast resources from the ocean, which include oil and gas, fish and fishery resources, minerals, salt, renewable energy resources, hence the need for such legislation. Bamidele stated that stakeholders at a public hearing on the bill posited that the territorial sea, in addition to international waters, was a zone within which Nigeria enjoys sovereignty. He emphasized that the legal nature of the maritime zone was relevant and sacrosanct to the negotiation process of the establishment of maritime boundaries. He noted that recent events with neighboring states had brought to the fore the seeming shortcomings of Nigeria's policy on ocean. Probe motive behind siege on Odili's residence, Wike tells the Inspector General. Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has charged the Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba, to unravel the real motive behind the recent invasion of the residence of a Justice of the Supreme Court, Justice Mary Odili. The governor said it was curious that weeks after the obnoxious invasion of Justice Odili's residence, the magistrate who issued the search warrant had not been interrogated to account for his action. Wike stated this when he led a delegation of Rivers elders and elected representatives to the IGP at the force headquarters at Abuja. This was contained in a statement issued by the governor's special assistant on media, Kelvin Ebiwi, made available to our correspondent in Port Harcourt on Tuesday. Wike commended the IGP and his team for the arrest of some of the suspects involved in the condemnable invasion. However, he charged the police to get to the root of the matter in order to ensure that all those directly or indirectly involved face the full wrath of the law. The governor said, "We believe we should get to the root of this matter, and anybody who is directly or indirectly involved should face the wrath of the law. It does not matter the person's position. That is the only way somebody can stop saying if it's a justice of a Supreme Court, second in command, could face this. What about the ordinary people? I am quite confident that you will unravel whatever has happened." Wike expressed concern that if all culprits are not arrested and prosecuted, law-abiding citizens will be reluctant to grant access to the residence to anyone that brandished a search warrant at them. Nobody has said anything about the magistrate, and we believe that the magistrate is not unknown, he added. In his remark, the Inspector General of Police said the suspects involved in the evasion of justice Odili's residents were still in police custody amidst ongoing investigation. On the issue of the magistrate who issued the search warrant, he explained that the police had written to the Chief Registrar of the Federal Capital Territory requesting for his release. The IGP said, "We wrote a letter to the Chief Registrar of FCT to release the magistrate, and instead of releasing him, they replied our letter plus a statement to us, so we don't want to pick any quarrel. What we needed was the statement. We are working with the statement. He has not denied the fact that he issued a search warrant, and that is what we wanted to know." He said, based on the confession of one suspect, Lawrence Ajodo, a fake chief superintendent of police, the police had interviewed the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, who denied knowledge of him. According to him, the Attorney General actually confirmed that his ministry had initially constituted recovery team, but that the team had since been disbanded. And even its default chairman is undergoing prosecution by Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission. Ajodo also told us that he was the one who lifted the AGF signature from another document and imposed it on his identity card, the IGP stated. The governor was accompanied by Senator Betty Akweafi, George Sekibo, Barry Mpiki, Lee Mbaba, and Olaka Unwogu. The Speaker of Rivers State House of Assembly, retired Honorable Ikuiniyi Owaji Ibani. Others formers included former President of the Nigerian Bar Association, Onweze CJ Okocha San, and Oke Wali, former Minister of Transport, Dr. Abiye Sekibo, and Mr. Ledom Miti. On our political news this morning, Emmanuel to unveil NPM National Leadership Friday. Akwa Ibom Governor Udom Emmanuel was set to unveil the National Executive of a Political Movement, Maintain Peace Movement, on Friday, November 19, 2021. NPM is believed to be a political group that will drive the governor's succession agenda in 2023. Briefing newsmen at the NUJ Secretariat on Monday, the chairman of NPM, Mr. Emmanuel Eniodim, charged Akwa Ibom people to take the message of peace or risk losing the gains already achieved. According to Eniodim, who is the immediate past national legal advisor of the People's Democratic Party, NPM is an initiative birthed by progressive-minded stakeholders who appreciates the legacy of Governor Emmanuel in the area of peace, which has engendered all-round development in the state. He added the overarching message with this movement has taken all the nooks and crannies of Akwa Ibom State has been that peace has been the firm foundation and the anchor which Governor Udom Emmanuel has built the strong pillars of development across all sectors of a state's economy. On account of this, as people who have witnessed firsthand and cherished the benefits of peace, we ought to plant the seeds of peace across the land. Bandits have killed over 100 security men in Benue, says Autumn. The Benue State Governor, Samuel Autumn, has said over 100 security agents have died in the line of duty across the state over the last couple of years. Autumn said that at a media briefing in Abuja on Monday. He explained that patriotism drives his consistent desire to bring to light atrocities being committed by foreign herders whom he accused in Benue State, more than 100 of them. DSS, police, army, and civil defense, more than 100 of them have been killed in Benue State in course of their trying to keep peace, restore peace in our country. So this is a challenge. According to him, all Nigerians, irrespective of socio-political affiliation, owes generation yet unborn its sacred duty to protect and defend the nation's territorial integrity at all times. The governor said it would be hypocritical for anyone to say all is currently well with Nigeria. He stressed that the President, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired, means well for Nigeria, but that cabal has hijacked his presidency. This, he said, has made it near possible for the president to receive honest advice and act accordingly. He equally alleged that his cabal was working very hard to drive a wedge between him and the president. Autumn also said, "I have always been frank with Mr. President every time I have the opportunity to discuss with him. Left to me alone, the EU of herdsmen wouldn't have lasted this long because I have told them the truth. And of course, you can see that the ranching program is started in 2016. Today, the whole country will have seen that there is no other way to escape the insecurity that is going on in our country. People who are deceiving in this nation about open grazing, they are not being sincere, and most of the people around are just there to support the presidency and allow foreign herdsmen from Niger, Mali, Senegal, Cameroon, from all over the place, from Ghana, from where they were chased away to come and take over Nigeria. On business news this morning, UNICEF Jumia plans internet for Nigerian schools. The United Nations Children's Funds and Jumia, an African e-commerce platform, had partnered in support of Giga's work in Nigeria to connect every school to the internet and every young person to information, opportunity, and choice. They expressed the commitment to addressing the digital divide widened by the COVID-19 pandemic. In Nigeria, Jumia and Giga will work on 2 prototypes for digital payment mechanisms that can be used to make school connectivity procurement more transparent and efficient, according to a statement. The Director Office of the Innovation at UNICEF, Thomas Devin, said Jumia's in-depth knowledge of markets across Africa will help Giga pinpoint both demands for connectivity and economic benefits that it can bring. Partnerships with African companies like Jumia help UNICEF to tailor its approach to local circumstances, making our work on behalf of children and young people more effective. Jumia's Group Chief Sustainability Officer Juliet Anama said, "We believe that technology can transform lives in Africa for the better." Through Jumia's unique local expertise, we are happy to support UNICEF and Giga's work by leveraging data across all our countries in the continent to enable learning institutions in Africa to have access in the internet. According to the statement, Jumia's data science capacity will offer Giga insight into the economic benefit of increased connectivity, helping to make the case of increased public and private investment in Africa. Reps demand compensation for Virgin Atlantic passengers who were denied refreshment. The House of Representatives has begun moves to make a British mega airline, Virgin Atlantic Airways, to compensate its passengers for allegedly denying them refreshment on board its Lagos-London flight on August 9, 2021. A member of the House, Rotimi Agunsoye, who moved a motion at the plenary on Tuesday, said there was a need to get the United Kingdom carrier to address the EU as soon as possible. Moving the motion titled Unfair Treatment of Passengers Aboard Virgin Atlantic Airways, Agunsoye noted that the carrier operates regular scheduled flights between the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, and the London Heathrow Airport. The lawmaker said the House is aware that on August 9, 2021, the Virgin Atlantic flight VSO412 conveyed passengers from the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, to Heathrow Airport, London, and throughout the flight, no refreshment was served to passengers, including children, leaving them famished and weak by the time they arrived at the destination. The House is concerned that although the lack of refreshment was partly due to industrial action in Lagos, the management of the airline neither offered any explanations nor expressed empathy or any form of compensation for the gross inconveniences to the passengers. He added the House is cognizant of the need to ensure that all flight services operating locally and internationally from Nigerian airports observe international best practices for optimum passenger satisfaction. Adopting the motion, the House urged the Ministry of Aviation as well as the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria to ensure that all local and international flight services operating in Nigeria airports comply with international best practices. The lawmaker also urged the Ministry of Aviation as well as the FAAN to interface with Virgin Atlantic to offer compensation to the passengers that were denied refreshment. The House further mandated its Committee on Aviation to ensure compliance with the resolution and reports back within 4 weeks for further legislative actions. On our sport news this morning, Osimhen makes me lose sleep, says the Inter legend. Inter Milan legend Sandro Mazzola speaks highly of Nigerian international Victor Osimhen ahead of the Italian Championships and Napoli mouth-watering clash in the Serie A on Sunday. The former Nazarene striker was full of praise for the 22-year-old Nigerian and said he loses sleep anytime Osimhen was with the ball. The former Lille striker has been in great form for the Patopians in Serie A this campaign, managing to score 5 goals from 10 appearances. Luciano Spalletti's men have gone 12 games unbeaten in the league and will hope to take their unbeaten tally to 13 when they take on Inter in a top-flight fixture at San Siro Stadium. Speaking with Radio Kiss Kiss, a Naples-based radio station, Mazzola, a former striker, was full of praise for the Super Eagles forward. Spalletti's team is not to be underestimated. There is the center forward there, Victor Osimhen, who is really strong. He makes me lose sleep. Every time he touches the ball, he manages to amaze me. It's surprising. Mazzola, who made 417 appearances in his career with Inter and scored 116 goals, confessed Spalletti was a manager he liked, but warned his team could suffer their first defeat to the season against him. Luciano Spalletti is a coach I like very much. I always defended him, Mazzola said. Given this, I also say that on Sunday, on the occasion of the match between Inter and Napoli, we will punish him. We need a victory against the Neapolitans. Goodbye otherwise. Goodbye to the Scudetto. If we overtake Napoli on the other hand, we will still have the chance to get back into the race. Napoli currently took top the league within table of 32 points, the same number with AC Milan, and 7 points more than Inter after 12 matches. On our health news this morning, Pfizer to allow its COVID-19 pill to be manufactured, sold cheaply in poor countries. Pfizer on Tuesday announced a deal that will allow for its promising COVID-19 treatment pill to be made and sold cheaper in 95 poor countries, mainly in Africa and Asia. According to a report published, Pfizer will grant a royalty-free license for the pill to the medicine's patent pool, a United Nations-backed non-profit organization. This deal will allow manufacturers to take out a sub-license, it said. The manufacturers will receive Pfizer's formula for the drug and be able to sell it for use once regulators authorize the drug in those areas, 9times.com reported. Wealthier countries under the brand name Paxlovid has been found to be struggling effective in preventing severe diseases when it was given to high-risk unvaccinated study volunteers soon after they started showing COVID-19 symptoms. This deal comes a month after Merck negotiated a similar deal. The deals have been said to have the potential to vastly expand the global production of 2 simple antiviral pills that could prevent severe illness from the virus. However, this deal excludes some poor countries that have been severely hit by COVID-19, such as Brazil, Cuba, Iraq, Jamaica, and Libya. Reports revealed further that this approach by Pfizer is remarkably different from how it handled its COVID-19 vaccines. The company has shipped more than 2 billion doses globally, but sent only about 167 million doses to the developing countries that are home to about 4 billion people. It does not provide any manufacturers a license to make its COVID-19 vaccine, the report revealed. Speaking, the executive director of the medicine's patent pool, Charles Gore, said this is going to be really important for low and middle income countries because it is easy to take, just a short course of 5 days and potentially relatively cheap to produce. So far, Gore said that more than 20 companies have contacted the patent pool to express interest in a license to make the drug. He added that production will begin in the first quarter of 2022. On our foreign news this morning, Britain's Prince Charles pays royal visit to Jordan. Prince Charles, heir to the British throne, and his wife, Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, have arrived in Jordan as part of the first royal tour since the start of coronavirus pandemic. Amman Jordan British parent and his wife kicked off a 3-day visit to Jordan on Tuesday aimed at cementing a century of relations between the allied countries. It is part of the first royal tour since the start of the coronavirus pandemic. Charles and Camilla were greeted on the tarmac by a Jordan color guard. They met with Jordan's King Abdullah II and Queen Rania at the Royal Palace in the capital, Amman, before traveling in an electric vehicle to the Christian holy site of Magatas. According to Christian tradition, Magatas marks the spot where John the Baptist baptized Jesus in the Jordan River. The royal couple had to visit a series of religious and historical sites before heading to Egypt on Thursday. The British Embassy said last month that the visit was aimed at shoring up a century of a strong bilateral relations. It is putting an emphasis on combating climate change in the wake of the Glasgow conference, as well as interfaith tolerance. Jordan was established as an emirate and British portrayed in 1921 before gaining full independence in 1946. The countries have close diplomatic and security relations. On entertainment news this morning, still on the hashtag #EndSARS, truth needs no defense, DJ Switch speaks on panel's report. Nigerian Jake's Doki Catherine Ude, popularly known as DJ Switch, has reacted to the report by Lagos State Judicial Panel of Inquiry on restitution for victims of SARS-related abuses and other matters. According to the report submitted by the panel, at least 9 persons were confirmed dead at the Lekki Toll Plaza on the night soldiers stormed there to disperse. And SARS protesters on October 20, 2020, the Justice Doris Okuobi-led panel made this known in its report submitted to the Lagos State government on Monday, titled Report of Lekki Incident Investigation, 20th October 2020. A copy of which was made available to the panel said at least 48 protesters were either shot dead, injured with bullets as casualties of the incident. Among the 48, about 20 sustained gunshot injuries, while 13 others were assaulted by the military. Taken to a verified Twitter page, DJ Switch wrote, "Shattered so many lives, tried to destroy mine, only desperately tried to hide to be made public." Last year when she took to her Instagram page to do a live coverage that showed protesters being shot at by personnel of the Nigerian army at the Lekki toll gate during the hashtag #EndSARS protest that rocked the nation last year. While most Nigerians praised her for her braveness, the DJ has claimed that she is on the run from the Nigerian government. So far, the disc jockey is trending at the #4 spot on the Nigerian Twitter space as she is being praised for her bravery while capturing on an Instagram live soldiers shooting at the protesters. Hailing DJ Switch, popular activist Rinu took to a verified Twitter page stating that the event of October 20, 2020 changed and altered the life of the disc jockey. She tweeted, "DJ Switch suffered for over a year on the Lekki massacre, career and life altered, embarrassed, thrown undead for her own home, a country, everything she had going nicely stopped, all because she was brave enough to stand, document the killings, and say the truth." Popularly on-air personality Frank Edo also tweeted, "Even George Lucas' company Industrial Light and Magic does VFX for recorded footage, yet liars claimed that DJ Sweet had the resources to doctor a live Instagram video showing people be shot at. If the liars among us the citizens that need to hang their heads in crying shame." And that will be that on our breakfast news. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Breakfast news from AYOGEN online television. Highlight of our news this morning. On our local news, new bill 6 backing for Nigerian Territorial Sea, probe motive behind siege on Odili's residence, Wike tells Inspector General. On our political news this morning, Emmanuel to unveil NPM national leadership on Friday. Bandits have killed over 100 security men in Benue, says Autumn. On our business news this morning, UNICEF Jumia plan internet for Nigerian schools. Reps demand compensation for Virginia Atlantic passengers who were denied refreshments. On our sport news this morning, Osimhen makes me lose sleep, says Interlegend. On our health news this morning, Pfizer to allow its COVID-19 pill to be manufactured, sold cheaply in poor countries. On our foreign news this morning, Britain's Prince Charles pays royal visit to Jordan. On entertainment news this morning, which is the last on our headlines this morning, #EndSARS, truth needs no defense, says DJ Switch, speaks on panel's reports. And that will be that on our breakfast news this morning. Do thank you for watching. I want you to continue to subscribe on our YouTube channel, AYOGEN Online Television, and follow us and like us on our Facebook page and Instagram page. I remain your host, Makanjola Oluwatosin Esther. Do have a very wonderful day.
Christmas is here again. Hallelujah. As you all know, this season is a season when our Lord Jesus Christ was born. I will rejoice and be glad in it. That's why we, the management of AYOGEN Television, using this medium to invite the society like churches, schools, businessmen and women to take part in this our festive program, which will start on the 1st of November 2021 to 23rd of December 2021, where you make your advert with a price that is very affordable. Christmas carol for schools and churches. Listen, I'm not done yet. There's going to be for the Christmas party for children, where the children may go together and have the opportunity to interact with Father Christmas with a very good gift. What are you still waiting for? To get all these packages, you can call at Diogo on 08061378705, Blessing 08081526742, Shegun 08108995330, or you can come directly to our office at number 157 Brigadier Ademulegun Road, opposite St. Ambrose Grammar School, Ondo City, Ondo State. Remember, as we're moving here and there in this festive season, let's take everything gently. The Lord who has been our keeper will continue to protect all. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in Nigeria.